Hi everyone. This is going to be a walkthrough of how I do the second half of the Breath of the Wild any% speed run. I think this might interest you if you've been learning this game for a little while. Maybe you were following Limcube's tutorial and you've been able to complete a handful of runs. Maybe you've beaten Blight and Calamity on the first try and you're ready to bring your time down. This is the new castle route, which was discovered maybe 2 months ago, that goes through the guard's chamber rather than the dining hall. And the main advantage of this route is that there's no arrow RNG. You enter the boss rush with the same number of arrows every time and with a slightly more powerful weapon set. Whereas in the old route, your fight with Ganon was highly dependent on how many and what type of arrows you were able to get from crates. In this walkthrough, you're going to see a lot of strategies that aren't optimal, like they're not in the world record. The main deviation is that I'm going to stay in bounds the whole time, whereas most runners will clip out of bounds in the castle to cut out a lot of the running. Um, I tend to pick strats that are a little bit more comfortable for me or are more consistent. And my priority is finishing runs. So if you're going for like a top 10 time, this probably isn't the video for you. But if you're like in the late beginner, early intermediate stage where you're going for sub 40 or sub 35, then there's probably a lot of stuff here that could help you improve. And if you've never tried the Newcastle route before, then I hope this is a good intro. And you can always pick up the optimal strats later. My goal with this game was to beat it in under 30 minutes, and I was able to do that with these strats, even while making a bunch of mistakes, which I'll point out as we go along. So first, I'm going to just rewind this video back to the Castle BTB. The setup for Castle BTB is the same as the old route, so stand in the same place, shoot at the same target, do the same timing as the old route. Once I get the bounce, the timing of my paraglider pull is going to depend on the height of the bounce. So if I get a first try BTB like I did here, I'm going to be really high in the air. And that's like kind of a strange interaction between skew and BTBs. So in that case, I'm actually going to pull the paraglider a little later than I would kind of in the normal route. So you'll notice here that I'm sort of at the edge of the plateau, almost past the edge of the plateau before I pull the glider. If I don't get first try BTB, I'm going to lose the skew from Bomb Shrine, and then I'm going to get a much lower bounce, in which case I'm going to start like mashing X as fast as possible to pull the glider as soon as possible, because I need a certain height in order to get where to get to the guard's chamber. And so if you don't have skew and you do this bounce, you're going to pull the paraglider as soon as possible, and you'll end up pulling it even before you get to the Magnesis Shrine. So before this position on the mini map. Once you have once I have the paraglider out, I start angling to the left, and these trees that are coming up here, I use them as sort of a visual cue on whether or not I'm on the right track. So right here, you see kind of the trees that are under me. I actually kind of want to be a little left of this, but that's roughly kind of where I want to be at this stage. When you get closer to Hyrule Castle, there's sort of like a wind that pushes you to the left, and it'll help you out. With a first try BTB, a high BTB with skew, I'll even pump the glider a few times at this point because I'm a little too high, and I want my fall to the ground to be as fast as possible. With a low BTB, you're actually not going to be able to get over this wall that's in front of me here. So you're going to have to angle yourself to the right of this cracked wall, run right into the cliff, and hope you can like slide along it towards the gate. Once I'm on the ground, I whistle sprint past the unloaded gate, and I'm in the guard's chamber. Once I'm in, I'll throw my axe away, switch to the amiibo room, re-equip shield, and re-equip bow. The axe throw is for two reasons. First, I'm about to pick up the Royal Claymore, which I'm going to use for the rest of the castle. So emptying my hands will make the Claymore auto-equip when I pick it up. Second, I avoid a little tutorial pop-up about throwing weapons that shows up when you've picked up 5 weapons. So the axe is the only weapon I picked up on plateau, and I'll only get 4 weapons in castle, so that saves like 3 seconds. And here's my first intentionally non-optimal strat. I'm going to wait for the staircase to load before I make my jump down. And the reason is, at this point, the game is not going to autosave until the castle cutscene plays. And if I mess up this jump, I'm going to alert the Moblin and the Lizalfos, and if I die before the castle cutscene, I'm going to go all the way back to the Temple of Time. So I wait for the stairs to load, jump off, fly over the Moblin's head, land softly behind him, and usually the castle cutscene plays now. When I come out of the cutscene, mash A to pick up the Royal Claymore. It auto-equips turn the camera while the pop-up is on the screen, and ZL target the Moblins, creep up on him, sneak strike, hop to the right, pick up the Royal Bow, and then activate the Amiibo. After the text boxes, I'm looking for either 3 carp, or 1 carp and 1 porgy. I get them both here on the first Amiibo, so that's a little lucky. And then on top of that, I need 2 more neutral ingredients to complete the attack up recipe. I also need 1 heart's worth of healing because there are 2 wind bombs coming up. So I actually pick up way too much stuff here. That's a little bit of nerves on my part because at this point I know I'm on PB pace. And I'm just like, I don't want to not pick up enough ingredients. So I get the Razor Shroom in the crate, run up, the Lizalfos sees me, so I drop a bomb to distract it. And once I get over here, blow up that bomb, switch the circle to break this wall, and open the crates for the ancient arrows. Opening the chest here will refill my stamina and give me an autosave. So say that the Lizalfos from the guards chamber is still chasing after me. I can do, in that case, I can do kind of a quick reload in order to reset him and get a smoother next section. For this section, I'm going to throw, let's see, for this section, I'm going to climb up the stairs. When I get past, let's see, let me back up a little bit. When I get past this wooden beam on the right, I'm going to throw a bomb. I'm going to maybe climb up a couple more steps and then throw a bomb into the corner. It should be the square bomb. I forgot which bomb I was on, but that'll distract the Lizalfos enough to be able to run behind it and sneak strike it. Pick up the boomerang, and move over to the cooking pot, light an arrow along the way, light here, blow up the bomb just in case, and then cook the meal. So this is where my route deviates from the world record route. Kind of the optimal strategy would be to clip out in between like the rooms of the castle and wind bomb your way up to Zelda's room. I just run down here, shoot an arrow at this Lizalfo, this Malice Eye here. I do 2 climb ups and then kind of float over while I'm waiting for the Malice to despawn. Because otherwise I'd just be kind of standing here and not doing anything. Is that actually faster? I'm not really sure. Okay, don't do what I just did there and just like completely miss walking into the door, kind of like take the optimal angle and kind of run into the corner. Here, if you have an arrow, you're going to shoot an arrow at the Malice Eye. If you run out of normal arrows at this point, instead you're just going to run up around these bricks and throw a bomb to get rid of the Malice there. You come up here, grab 3 more ancient arrows. You'll get another autosave here, which is a good like safety spot, and then you're going to run up these stairs to this platform. For this wind bomb, I like to stand right about here. You see there's kind of like a crack between the bricks on that ledge. Then I aim just to the left of this light spot on the rocky wall, look up to reduce lag, and then wind bomb up to that bridge. As I'm flying up, I'm turning the camera to the right and mashing X to open the paraglider as soon as possible. I'll also enter bullet time to completely stall and kill my momentum so I can land on the bridge. If I miss that, there is a backup, if you see over here in the bottom left, there's a little balcony. You can land there and then climb back up to the bridge. As I get to the bridge, it's a good time to eat and refill health because I need to wait for this moblin to load. And shoot an arrow to distract the moblin. This is kind of precise. When I jump down here, if I time the paraglider pull correctly, I'll get really high but avoid the ceiling, and I'll be able to float right into the Royal Guard's bow. It's not a big deal if I miss it. I can just pick it up later, but it's kind of like a nice little time save if I can get it. Then I can land, sneak strike, unequip so that I can auto-equip the Edge of Duality, and now I need to leave this room with 6 arrows. 6 arrows is kind of the minimum that I need to be able to do my Blight's routing. And you kind of even see me pull out my bow because I've lost count, nerves again, and just to make sure that I have 6. Then after you have that, make sure all your bombs are clear. Climb up here. I like to aim like right around here to the on the left edge of this block here. I think better runners than me will aim a little bit to the left, so they go over that roof. I just choose to go around. I find it more consistent. And then I'm in Sanctum. I do Demon setup to do Wind Blight skip, so it's 2 hops to the right, backflip, hop left, aim on the top left corner of that dark space, and go for Wind Blight skip. In Water Blight Phase 1, I need 14 hits with the Edge of Duality, so I get as many as I can by just walking up to Water Blight first, and then go under his arm and spin for the rest. So here, walk forward, CL target, swing twice, maybe, nope, not a third time. Step here and then spin here. Ideally, you get double hits on the body and a single hit on the arm, but not a big deal if you don't. Water Blight Phase 2 is where my routing is going to differ from World Record. So in World Record, after 2 headshots, I think like both Rosin and Player 5 will do 5 hits with the Royal Claymore and then headshot the Blight before it completely voids out. That timing is really tight for me. I find it really difficult, so I use the more powerful weapon, the Royal Guard's Claymore, and I try to go for 5 hits here. So 1, 2, 3, slam, and hopefully both slam hits connect, but that time only 1 did. So my backup is to do 2 headshots here, and then I'll use the Royal Claymore for the final hit. I missed that first one, followed up with the second one. I need the Royal Claymore at the start of Fireblight. For Fireblight Phase 1, it's 10 hits with the Royal Claymore in 2 sets of 3 hits followed by a slam. So 3 hits, slam, and then I will go to the Boomerang and do 5 hits in order to end the phase. In World Record, the runners do the first 5 hits with the Royal Claymore, then quickly swap to the Royal Guard's Claymore for the second 5. I actually find that switch really tight, and I haven't really been able to pull it off consistently. And if you're kind of late on the swings, Fireblight will get up, and I think you can kind of lose the time save from there. So I'd rather just do it. So I swap the Guard's Claymore hits from Fireblight to Water Blight. Fireblight Phase 2 is exactly like the old route. I'll place the bomb in the center, stand between Fireblight and the bomb. When the bomb goes up, detonate it when it gets behind Fireblight, so I can position between the big arm and the head. 3 hits with the Boomerang, then spin with the Royal Claymore. I think you need like 2, maybe 3 double hits in order to get the fast cycle. Thunderblight is largely unchanged from the old route, so break the shield, 5 hits here, and then slam, 3 hits here, then slam. Ideally, the Guard's Claymore would not break there. It did. The quick backup is just to switch through the Boomerang and the phase with a Boomerang throw. Phase 2 is exactly the same as the old route, except we're using the Edge of Duality rather than the Stone Smasher. So I'm gonna, in this case, because I threw the Boomerang, pick it back up. I stand on that white inner circle right there, and look up, wait for a few drops, throw, break the shield, headshot, pick the Boomerang back up. 4 hits with the Boomerang to break the shield, jump cancel, switch the Edge of Duality, and spin double hits to end the Blight's fight. Okay, my Ganon routing starts with just unloading all 6 Ancient Arrows at the start. Headshots will stun Ganon out of its first attack, and I can just chain the rest. I figure get the most damage out of the way at the start when I'm already in close range. Ganon will always follow up these headshots with a physical attack, so I throw in a Flurry Rush here with a Boomerang. I just find that Ganon's movements are more predictable after the Flurry Rush. That might be placebo, but who knows. The Flurry Rush also takes some pressure off of getting a lot of headshots in with the Bomb Arrows. Then I run for the Bomb Arrows, get 2 or 3 shots off while moving left before picking up the Royal Claymore. And then at this point you're just waiting for Ganon to give you a laser. He gave that one to me pretty quickly. You parry it, switch back to the Royal Guard's Claymore. The Royal Guard's Claymore, along with the Ancient Arrows, is the reason why the Ganon Phase 1 fight is so much better in this new route than before. There's so much damage in those 2 weapons alone. Here, for some reason, I didn't really get my double hits. I think the phase would have ended if I did. Ideally, you'd get, like, I think 5 hits from the spins, and then you would slam, and then you would throw. Missed the double hit, so I needed 1 more Bomb Arrow. And that was like a 1-minute Ganon Phase 1, which is just, like with the old route, just not something you would see very often. So for a Ganon Phase 2, I was lucky here and I got a physical attack. Ganon goes to the wall a lot in this routing. So if he gives you a physical attack, I can run away and manipulate Ganon to give me the laser. One final note, I guess, I do start off the stun lock with 3 Boomerang hits before going into the Edge of Duality spin. The reason is, if you actually get too many hits from the Edge of Duality spin, the Edge of Duality can actually break before the slam, and then you just lose the stun lock from there. So 3 hits with the Boomerang before going into the stun lock, and then after that it's just a regular stun lock. And I forget, I think I had like a 330 potion here, and you can see that like I'm deep into the stun lock and there's 40 seconds left, so kind of plenty of time, even with kind of a pretty short potion. Okay, I'm gonna let this play to the end. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Breath of the Wild speedrunning Discord and post in the Any% or general help channels, and thanks for watching.